For several years after 2013, Xbox found themselves in a bit of a rut. Their latest console, the Xbox One, had fallen flatter than my dropped arches, mainly due to its unique gaming approach of focusing less on games and more on, well, just about anything else. But change was just around the corner. With a bit of restructuring here and some refocusing there, Xbox were ready to welcome the gamers back with open arms, and in late 2020, introduced the planet to the next generation of gaming. They called it the Xbox Series X, and with a 1TB SSD, 16GB GDDR6 RAM, and many other components that the average gamer doesn't understand, they say it's the most powerful console in the world. But that begs the question, if it truly is the most powerful console in the world, why have Microsoft felt the need to release a new product in the Series line just 1 year after the launch of the Xbox Series X? Well, it's because they forgot one important thing with the original Series X. They forgot to make it a mini fridge. Yes, the Xbox Series X mini fridge is finally here, showing that Microsoft's new line of hardware can not only power your dreams, but also power your memes. And while it may seem more of a novelty product at first glance, it actually boasts some pretty impressive features missing on the original Series X. Features such as a door, lights that can be toggled on and off, and a series of fake ports that allow you to pretend you're plugging in a genuine Series X. But that's not all. You see, the Series X mini fridge comes with specs that would make even the most elite PC gamers check their bed in the morning for damp patches. Gone is the 1TB SSD internal storage. Instead, you'll find 2 internal shelves inside. What's more, these shelving components are entirely optional, allowing you to remove them for enough storage space to hold 0.8 PlayStation 5s, or for those with little tykes, 2 entire months worth of Tory supplied food parcels. The cooling system has also seen an upgrade with the Series X mini fridge. You now have 2 power settings for your fan, which you can control using the switch on the back here. If you care more about the environment than, say, an NFT creator, you can use the eco mode by flicking the switch to the left. This will reduce the power of the fan, but also take a little longer for your drinks and food to cool. Or if you want to get the most out of your Series X mini fridge, you can switch it to max power. Now, as you can probably hear, that's really pushing some air on max power. It does come with a bit of noise though, slightly louder than the Series X, but definitely still more quieter than a PlayStation 4. So on paper, the Series X mini fridge seems like a pretty powerful piece of kit. But how does it fare in action? To find out, I needed something to put it through its paces. I needed an actual fridge. In order to find a half-decent fridge, I had to take to the road, travelling to a quaint little drug-riddled town in the heart of Devon called Torquay. So here I am with my Xbox Series X mini fridge and a big-ass hulk of an actual fridge. Now right off the bat, you can see the one main advantage that this thing's going to have over the Xbox, and that is the storage space. Safe to say, you're going to fit a fair amount more in there. Take myself for example. I weigh around the 19 stone mark, or for those of you overseas who don't use stone, about 3/4 of the average American male. And if you take these shelves out, I'd say I'd be able to squeeze my rear end in there. The same, however, can't be said for the mini fridge. You're looking at round about just a head to cool down on a hot summer day. But all hope is not yet lost for the mini fridge, for it does have a few things that this doesn't. For example, the USB charging port on the front here, useful for charging devices if you don't have any plug sockets because you've decided to plug in a mini fridge while you have a perfectly serviceable actual fridge running right beside you. But the main advantage that this thing has is that I can take it with me on the road. Yes, it's time to hit the road once again, but this time I'm going to be plugging in my shiny new Xbox Series X mini fridge to see how it handles the twists and turns of Devon's countryside. You see, the great thing about the Xbox Series X mini fridge is that as well as the AC power cable you get for at-home use, you also get this DC cable, which you can plug straight into your cancer stick lighter and have cool drinks at the wheel. While the idea of a fridge on the go does sound rather pleasant, it wasn't without its faults.
Now, because of the time it takes for the mini fridge to cool whatever delights you've put inside, it can become a bit redundant for shorter trips. You might as well wait the few extra minutes it takes to get home, or to raid the fridge of whoever you're visiting. But for longer trips is when it really does start to pay off. Now, there's one feature in particular that's really going to benefit those with longer journeys, and it's something I touched on a little earlier. It's the USB port right at the front here. See, the beauty of this thing is when you get fed up of seeing nothing but trees if you're in the West Country, or tarmac on the motorway, or stabbings if you're driving around the London area, then you can plug in a USB to USB-C cable, hook that up to your Xbox controller, and then sit back and enjoy a bit of Xbox cloud gaming courtesy of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. We truly are living in the future.
Microsoft has really gone all out on creating the next hardware in the Series line. So, is it worth breaking your F5 key for because Game's website never bloody works? Now, I must admit, when I first started my journey with the Series X mini fridge, I wasn't sure what to expect, but after spending some time with it, I'm actually fairly impressed. It does a decent job of cooling your food and drinks in a jiffy. It looks just like a roided up Series X, and the USB charging on the front works like a dream. However, it doesn't play any fucking games, so you're probably just better off getting the Series X for that. And you'll most certainly get more mileage out of an actual fridge. However, there is one saving grace of the Xbox Series X mini fridge that could change your life forever. And that's using it to cool off your sweaty Nancy feet while recording everyone's favourite gaming comedy podcast. And to that I say, keep on cooling, Xbox Series X mini fridge. Keep on cooling.